Let's take a minute to talk about dealing with the Morbark dealer. Right now we're looking at my Boxer 532DX. This is a unit that I bought about 3 weeks ago, and I'm trying to get parts for it. As you can see up there in the top, I'm missing a thumb piece there. I'm missing a turn wheel there. So missing little things up top that make it easy to function. This unit is ready to go. I could operate it, but it is not fun to operate and is like riding a bull at the rodeo trying just to go straight. So I've been trying to get parts, and dealing with my dealer and Morbark has been a teetotal pain. When I bought this unit from the guy, he advertised that Morbark was starting to deal with East Coast Equipment, which is John Deere for my area. And we have a John Deere dealer every direction within about 25 minutes. And another cool thing about East Coast Equipment that I learned from dealing with steel is that they are a franchise. So if a store has a part or piece of equipment that you need, they can usually have it from one franchise to another within one state within one day. So walk in at lunch one day and they can have it there the next morning. So I thought this was cool. I've dealt with Morbark. As you know, I run a Rayco stump grinder, and Rayco was bought out by Morbark. So I used my Rayco dealer up in Raleigh, North Carolina, and they deal through Morbark. So dealing with them, they're great. They struggle with logistics, but when you call up there, they know everything you're talking about. They can answer questions. Some questions they can answer without even looking at material, just from experience of dealing with the equipment. So I've always dealt with them, but like I said, logistical, they struggle, and that's what I'm getting ready to get into. So I went to John Deere. I called John Deere. I said, hey, can you get me this part? They didn't even know the machine, never heard of it. They said they call Morbark, but Morbark does not like to answer the phone, which I've also heard from a Rayco dealer, but I don't know what kind of connections they make. They're able to get in touch. Anyway, John Deere says, I'll call them and see if I can get in touch with them, and I'll let you know. That was 2 weeks ago. Nobody's ever called me back. So going back to dealing with my Rayco guy, I call him up and say I got a Boxer 532DX. He's like, oh yeah, man, cool. I'm working on a 700 whatever series right now in the shop. We've got one right here. We start ordering parts, and this is a 2011 model, so it's kind of behind on stuff. And what I've learned with Rayco, having a 2010 RG 1645, is that when they start switching to new parts, they discontinue parts right then, and it's hard to get them. They switched the Rayco 1645 to a different style 2012, so most of the parts for the 2010 11s are just about damn near impossible to get your hands on. Call my Rayco guy up, say here's the parts I need. So we start ordering parts. We make the first order. This was supposed to be this, so they ordered supposedly the wrong thing. So then they order this later, and come to find out when I get it here that this doesn't even go to that machine unless it was swapped over in a later model. It does not go to that machine. This that we thought was the wrong piece because it was the wrong handle. There's 4 handles on top. They ordered the one on the far right, and I needed the one that was center right. And they all basically look like the same knobs to me. So whenever the $100 stainless rod that this sits on comes in, then I can figure out whether it actually goes. And as common as the rod is, because you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rods up there. That $100 rod is on back order. I'm waiting on that to figure out if this is going to fit. Anyway, in the midst of all this, I come to find out that I needed another piece. So I ordered this. Turns out this has this in it. So now, instead of sending this one back that we thought was wrong, I'm now sending this back because I can't even tell if this goes to my machine. And then I'm sending this back because it comes in that kit. All this that you see right here is about $500 and some in parts, and that's not including the $100 and some rod lever that this is supposed to sit on. I hadn't been charged for that. So the whole time I've got money invested in this, and I'm waiting for them so that I can return it and parts to come in. This part just came in about 2 days ago. That's how I found out I had this. So now I'm ready to return it. I'm waiting on them to send me the label, and they're waiting on some kind of RN number from Morbark to put on the package so that I can ship it directly to Morbark and they know exactly what to do with it. In other words, if you have to deal with Morbark for a piece of equipment, be ready for 1, dealers not having parts, 2, parts on back order, 3, taking forever to get the parts, because when I do order them, my dealer says they're putting them in right away, but it's probably the next week before they ever ship out, and I get a confirmation saying it's been shipped and it's here within 2 to 3 days, but it's a whole week before they get shipped out. So I don't know if that's the dealer or if that's Morbark processing orders. I don't know. But this is what we're running into. And then discontinued parts, like I said, on this older equipment, if it's not something new, the parts are discontinued and they have to be custom made, which is probably why they have such a high price tag. I also know that from my online stump grinding group that anybody dealing with Rayco, basically Morbark, is struggling to get parts in any time. They're all saying something like 80-90 days out, which is what I've been told for the back order on the lever for this. This is an absolute pain. Like I said, I've had this unit for 3 weeks and I'm still trying to get the parts straight so that I can use this. Once I start using this, then I'm going to put the Kanga Mini that you've seen on my channel up for sale, but I can't sell that till this is operating on a daily standard. Hope you guys got something out of this video. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you've dealt with as far as dealing with Morbark and trying to get parts and stuff fixed. Make sure you click subscribe to the channel. That really helps me out. Hit that thumbs up, help the algorithm, and I'll check you guys on the next video.